Minister Roberge, your government keeps underlining how critical the situation is in red zones right now. Considering, can you talk us through what your reasoning was to make masks mandatory in classrooms for secondary students, but not in elementary classrooms the way it is in Ontario?
Well, as you've seen, we have been reluctant to say that the mask would be mandatory in schools because the most efficacious strategy to limit transmission is not the mask as a first measure. It's really to limit the number of people that get together and to have distanciation. So I explained that already. And when you look at the transmission that's happening right now, there is some transmission in primary school, but it's much more limited than what we see in secondary school. This is why, and this is infringing on the relation between the students, the teachers, and so on. So we rely on what we call a class bubble. And this is a strategy that's recommended by CDC, recommended by many countries in Europe, in Scandinavian countries, where they say, well, that's a good way to control transmission. And the transmission is not so high. It's really I'd say all the other events around school which are important. Before, at lunchtime, as there's strict measures after school, in sports events. So we are adding another layer of protection with the mask, and we tend to limit that because this is not the first places or the first mean that is the most efficacious to control the transmission. Okay. So that's why we are using that for secondary school, because that's where we see that there's something more to add on.